Meh. So we all want to know how to kill bigger deer. Well, let's start talking about it right now. Well, hey guys, Jeff Danker here. If you don't know who I am, I've been doing a show for shooting out around 20 years. God has just blessed me to be able to do what I love to do, and you know, been hunting. Just kind of started off with hunted around Lincoln County, Chandler, Oklahoma. Is where I started. There wasn't a lot of deer. I tell you guys, I shot everything that moved when I first started hunting. Does, button bucks, spikes, whatever it was, and man, had a lot of fun doing it. But there was a point where I got to go out to northwest Oklahoma, and I got to witness and see things that really opened my eyes to be able to and give me a desire to shoot bigger deer, to go after bigger deer. And man, I've learned so much from way back then, and still learning today. But today, what we have talked about inside the office here is we're looking at 4 ways to kill bigger deer, kind of that no one's talking about. Not that no one's ever brought it up, but that's what I'm going to dig into today, is 4 ways to kill bigger deer that we don't talk about much. So let's get right into it. As I thought about these are ways that, man, some things that I've learned a long time ago, and I've put them into practice, and some that I've just started doing not too long ago. But when we say that 4 ways to kill bigger bucks this year that no one's talking about. So let's start it off with this. I think vacation time. Everyone, we get that question a lot, is, when would you take vacation? And the obvious answer is always the same, right? It's around Halloween, November 1st through the 7th, or whatever it might be. And it's always going to be that, though, right? It's going to be that November 1st, October 31st, up to like November 15th. That's the way everyone's going to do it. And, myself included, I've got caught up in the rut, but I'm going to tell you today, to be able to shoot your target buck, finding that big buck, and you want to go after that big buck, is, I would say, absolutely not. Do not take your vacation days in November. I would tell you, if you're hunting so many places, Kansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, Montana, there's so many that open in September. And if you do have that September opening, I would tell you to hunt that. I would tell you, if you're a October 1st date, find those days near. Here's my tip for you. Kill your target buck before the rut. I'm going to use the date of October 25th and rewind from there. Kill your target buck before those dates. And the reason I say that is because the rut is so unpredictable, and I really believe the rut has gotten worse over time. Maybe it's that we haven't shot enough does in most places. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to tell you right now, if I have let's just say a Boone and Crockett type deer, and I'm going to put my eggs into a basket of the rut, man, I've already lost. I ain't saying you can't kill him then, but man, you're so unpredictable. If you might have summered that deer all along, and then he leave and he end up 5 miles down the road or whatever. So, and definitely your neighbor right next to you can shoot him. But when you summer a deer, And he's so predictable. He's doing the same thing every night. Maybe he's coming to soybeans, maybe he's coming to an alfalfa field, maybe you got a corn feeder and he's coming to it. That is when you need to target that buck. You need to target him not in the rut. That is your predictable time. Obviously there's so many things that go into that that can help you to be able to do that. Not just hunting, but going into kill and that kind of stuff. But again, one of the tips that I would give you to be able to shoot bigger buck this year is do not bank on the rut. Do not take that vacation in. If you only get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, whatever it is to hunt, look at that time of September and October, and in particular with that cold front. You've heard us talk many times, and a lot of people talk about it, 20 to 30 degree drop in temperature, a rise in the barometer, that kind of stuff. And I mean, again, guys, I'm just going to tell you, there's many times that we'll walk into the stand and we just know. I mean, I'm just telling you, we're walking in and saying, we're going to see this buck tonight. We're going after this 180-inch deer tonight, and he will be there. He will be on this field. He will move an hour before dark, because that's the deal. So many times these big bucks move before dark, but we're just not either, we've already messed it up because we've played wrong winds, we've not got in the right place, we've not got in tight to bedding. And again, most of the time it comes to education of that deer, what we've done. But anyway, if you can be careful in September and October, that's one of my big tips on a way to kill a bigger deer that no one's talking about. Number 2 would be, you guys have probably heard me talk about this, is plant soybeans, but plant them late, okay? If you are a guy that says, man, I want to plant soybeans, you're going to Google it, you're going to say, when do I plant soybeans? It's going to tell you to plant them in May, because that's how farmers do it. And basically what it's talking about soybeans planted to harvest and get money back. And that's what I'm not talking about today. The number 2 deal on our list here is to plant the soybeans, but do it late. I'm talking about July, August. What we're looking for is these, like I'll just use September 15th in Kansas. That's when a lot of times it opens up there. And I want them soybeans, anywhere from right here to right here, but I want them green. I don't want them turning yellow. If I take those soybeans and go along with the first tip I gave you of being able to harvest those bigger deer before the rut, this just plays right into it. Soybeans, especially guys close to bedding, the closer you can get those little fields like that, closer to our destination fields or little fields, closer to bedding, the better off you are. So again, what you're looking for, I'm no farmer, but I'll just tell you how I do it is you look for the rain, right? So you need to be looking at the 15-day forecast at all times, especially when you get in July and August. And, say it's July 25th and you're going to get a big rain, get those soybeans in the ground. Now, you got to back up just a little bit on that. So make sure and have your field sprayed and disc up nice. I mean, don't just be that deer hunter. That's how I was all those years, and I never could get anything to grow because I just get in a hurry, go do it, and then I wouldn't have, test my soil or nothing like that. So I would tell you, it doesn't cost a lot to test your soil. Make sure you go by that, get that on there, get your stuff disc up good. And I'm gonna tell you with soybeans, use a drill. We used the little Genesis 5 and that drill, put them in at the right depth. That's very crucial with soybeans. You're looking at an inch and a half depth, getting those in the ground right before that rain and planting them late. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and if you're closer to the bedding, the better, but you will have a ton of deer. Now the other thing I want to tell you on this is what I do is I go ahead and as soon as they start coming up, I put a hot wire around them. And the reason for this is because deer hammer them so much. You need that at least keep them out there and let them come up so much. And then make sure and get that fence down, 2 to 3 weeks before season. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the late soybeans will kill you a big buck if again, there's factors that come into it. You have to plan it, you have to stay out of there and make the deer feel comfortable. So again, late soybeans, plant them in late July, early August. And again, what you're after is you're after green soybeans, not yellow. And if you plant like the farmers, they will be yellow by the time it's deer season for you. So that was number 2. Number 3, this, guys, is just go all in on your farms in the winter. So our season here in Oklahoma ends January 15th. Season in Kansas ends December 31st. And man, you guys know so many times that's when we all quit, right? Definitely if someone's not serious about it, they're not putting a lot of effort in their farms. And I'm gonna tell you right now, a way to kill bigger deer this year is right now, get out there and feed your deer. Get out there. What we do is we plant in the fall, in the summer really, for the deer all year round. So we're gonna have grains, we're gonna have, brassicas, we're gonna have everything that we can for the deer year round. But then again, we just came off our places and we went out and put bulk feeders out. We got corn out, cold times, go get you some alfalfa hay bales, put them out there for the deer. That is when you can keep your deer healthier as they go through the year, but also it does it's gonna steal deer for you. You're gonna be able to get deer in, you're gonna steal your neighbor's deer. You might get deer literally from 8 or 9 miles away. And it's just simple, guys. It's no pressure. It's giving your deer everything that they could want. I mean, we filled up water tanks the other day. We built some ponds. And again, you can spend as much money as you want, but you don't have to spend a lot. I mean, just go get some stuff and feed them. I mean, because no one else is doing it. And again, you want to be able to kill bigger deer, you need to have those bigger deer. And yeah, I think we do grow them by having the protein and letting them get to age and that kind of stuff. But more than that, when I can pick from, maybe 5,000 acres and I start drawing from 5,000 acres to get stuff on my little properties because no one else is feeding them. No one else is staying out of there. No one else has hinge cut their property and give the deer what they need. I mean, having those sanctuaries, that's another thing we don't talk about enough of, is sanctuaries. We may walk our places one time a year as we shed hunt it. And when I say that, we're walking every inch of it. We're shed hunting it at that time, but then we're learning where every one of those trails are. We're putting all that in our mind to help us down the road, and then we're back out of there. We're not going to continue to put pressure on those places, and that's key. And that kind of goes right into the 4th way to kill bigger bucks that really no one else is talking about. And that's where we end up is this, guys. Stay out of your property, period. And I want to get into a little more depth of this. I'm talking, guys, if you're running feeders, if you're planting, whatever you're doing, go in there and be the farmer and get what you need to be done. But there's a point. If you can take, we talked about planting soybeans, get your soybeans planted, get your corn feeders full. We put big bulk feeders in. We get, the game winner feeders going and throwing, we got 700 pounders that are throwing as much as we can. I mean, we might have to go fill them every 5 weeks. But when you get around, let's just say again, use Kansas, September 15th is when you're going to be going there and try to kill a big buck. assume that I found that big buck. I know in June and July I had inventory cameras out, and I got this 180-inch deer. Well, once I get my soybeans in and get all that, what I would tell you to do, if you want pictures, get you a cell camera, get you an external battery with a solar panel on it, put those cameras out, and then you're done. Once you get those soybeans planted, that's it. Do not go back in. And let's just say that something happens. You're like, man, my camera went down, and I need to go in there and fix it. I need to know if this buck's coming. Don't not think about that. Think about, man, I need to do that in the middle of the day. They're going to be cutting alfalfa out here on my alfalfa field. I'm going to go in there when they're cutting that. I want to have the right wind. Maybe it's rain, or it's fixing to rain. It's going to wash your scent away. Because let me just tell you a scenario that I've seen play out over and over. A 180-inch deer walks around in the daylight. But a 180-inch deer doesn't walk around at a corn feeder in the daylight if you're in and out of there all the time. And one reason is because you've got scent there. And once I've seen it, guys, on deer farms where a deer is still wild, and even though they think that you're not even gonna hurt them on those deer farms, when they smell you, they spook. They can't help it. And so when you're around and you got your footprints and you've touched the camera here over and over and over again, that big buck very seldom is going to walk around. I mean, I hear people all the time say, well, he ain't daylight all year long. Well, yeah, he walked around in daylight all the time. He just didn't where you had all your scent and where you were trying to kill him so many times. And so that's just something to think about. Again, the last one is the 4 ways to kill bigger bucks this year that no one's talking about. One is stay out of your properties. I'm talking about stay out of them. Hang your stands and have east winds, west winds, south winds, north winds, northeast, northwest, southeast, south. Have every wind that you can have, whether you got blinds in, stands in, whatever. And if you don't have that, stay out if the wind's not right. Now again, taking everything, these 4 ways, make sure and play those cold fronts. Stay out. Even, let's just say August 1st, you're done and you got everything done. You got that cell camera hooked up to that external battery with that solar panel. You're getting pictures, you're getting pictures, you're getting pictures. It's August 1st, now you're done. September 15th comes around and it's 95 degrees. The buck's been on camera, but it's been in the dark. Don't go hunt even though it's season and even though you got the wind. Stay out of there. Continue to stay out and wait on that cold front. That is what you're after. And lastly, I didn't really put this in there, but just remember history from this last year. Remember history, what happened on your farm, and look at those cameras, those camera pulls that you have that you hopefully got on your computer, and you can go back and look at that data, and you can see daylight different deals. Study that data, and then go by history, and know that, okay, this buck is in this area, he's 6 years old this year, and he was daylight on these kind of temperatures or whatever. But again, those are my 4 ways to kill bigger bucks this year that really no one's talking about. So, you may not agree with it, I don't know, but I can just tell you, this isn't something that I'm just pulling out of my hat. This is something that we use to shoot big bucks. I mean, we use it in Kansas, Oklahoma, Ohio, Missouri, Nebraska, wherever we're at. These are tactics we're going to use. Now, I'm going to finish up with this. You might be saying, well, how do I predict a cold front during September or October? And again, you can't. I know that's hard. You pick your dates and you have to turn in your vacation, and then your vacation turns into 95 degrees October 5th through the 9th, and I see that. So I don't have the answer to that. My answer more is to key on in on that big buck that you have. I say you got to kill him by October 25th. And what I would say on a vacation deal, if you know that you're going to go to Illinois or something, and you're going in, you know, you have to turn in that time. I would tell you to look at Illinois or Ohio or even North Missouri as possibly October 24th to Halloween. Get that earlier time where those deer are still a little more predictable, and that's when you would be hitting those scrapes and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I hope this helps you. You know, I wanted to get into as much detail as I can. I mean, this is the things that I'm personally thinking about with my own properties. This is the things that I try to get done. You know, and again, you know, people ask me, well, do you not hunt the rut? No, I still hunt the rut, but here's the deal. If I can go into the rut having, you know, 2 big deer under my belt because I had predictability with them, I stayed out of my properties, I planted by the bedroom with soybeans late and that kind of stuff. And so I got 2, you know, maybe 2 Boone and Crockett's going into the rut. Well, I'm playing in what I call house money, right? I'm smiling. Even now, if I get into the rut and I'm in Ohio and it's just, I'm beating my head against up there and I don't know what's going on, and I already have 2 big bucks down. And that's what I would tell you. Yeah, we're all gonna hunt. We're gonna hunt that rut, and it can be magical. We all know that. But again, 2 or 3 years in a row now, it's not been magical for me. It's been beating my head against the wall. But like I said, this year, I had 2 big bucks, you know, under my belt, and made the rut feel a lot better. I'll just tell you that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Again, 4 ways to kill bigger bucks this year that no one's talking about. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this can actually help you. I would tell you, you know, comment on this and let us know. We will answer your question. If we didn't answer a question, or if you brought something to your mind that you want to talk about, let us know. The other thing is, any other things that you would like for us to dig into, let us know what that might be, and I would love to talk about it. I love talking about deer, and you know, I may not know the answer, but I'll definitely try to get the answer, and we can sure enough talk about it. So again, thanks for following along with our YouTube. I'm so appreciative how you guys have responded and you're watching our stuff. It means so much to us, not just me, all our staff here at Buck Ventures and the Woodsman. So anyway, continue to do that. Make sure, find the subscribe button, make sure and like this video, and we'll see you in the next one.